monitoring purposes.
Good morning, Headway Helpline. Joanna speaking.
Hello, Joanna. Do you know Health Unlocked?
Yes, yeah, the online sort of support.
Yeah, and their chief medical officer is Dr. Evans.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but they're not listed at the General Medical Council.
Oh, okay. That's strange, isn't it?
So I'm a bit confused. Is somebody who is who calls themselves a chief medical officer and puts doctor in front of their names? It makes it look like they're a medical doctor.
Yeah, you would think so, absolutely. I don't know why he would not be listed at the GMC. It's strange, isn't it?
I was just wondering if this is a legitimate forum, because I don't seem to be able to get any contact with them. And the address that they list on their emails is just a corporate. It's just a corporate, is like they're not actually based there.
Like okay. Have you tried emailing them then to ask about this?
No, I'm phoning up.
Yeah, I know. I just wondered because you mentioned their email address. I just wondered if you'd emailed them. Do you want me to chat with my colleagues and see what they know about it and give you a call back?
Yeah, I don't know if it's you're saying that Health Unlocked is a legitimate organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Are you the helpline?
Of course. Yeah, this is the Headway helpline. Yeah.
Do you know anything about guardianship or deputyship?
A little bit, yeah. Is that something that you're wanting to find out about?
Well, yeah, because I attended a brain injury seminar at St. George's Hospital on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So I assumed that I was talking to qualified doctors, and they told me that the social workers are supposed to help me with my guardian.
Right, okay.
But they've done nothing. I discovered I needed a guardian 14 years ago.
Right.
The social workers have done nothing, and all that's happened is that I have to report dozens of social workers to the social work regulators, but the social work regulators don't respond to me.
Oh, gosh, that sounds so stressful. Do you have a social worker at the moment?
I probably do, but I don't have any ability to communicate with them.
Oh, do you not have their contact details or anything?
It wouldn't make any difference.
Well, they just don't get back to you.
I don't have the mental capacity to communicate with them.
Oh, okay, all right.
You have to understand, I'm not an ordinary, normal human being. I am a brain-injured one.
Yeah.
So I haven't got the mental capacity to communicate with these people.
Right.
It might be difficult to understand in this particular phone call, but once I
don't know you and
once I put the phone down, I won't be able to remember.
Oh, I see. Right. Oh, that must be super, super tough then.
Yes, 14 years it's been ongoing.
Oh, gosh.
So
it's a long time, isn't it?
I wrote a letter, and how am I doing? I can't post it on the forum. Could I read it to you? Maybe.
Of course, yeah.
I just put here, I'm writing to highlight systemic failures affecting myself and other disabled people, which urgently require attention. I have lifelong neurodivergent traits, including difficulties with organizing, literacy, and forming relationships. In 1990, I sustained a neurological brain injury, and in 2004, I became a wheelchair user. In 2011, the court informed me that I needed a guardian to legally exist. No guardian has ever been provided. This role is strictly medical communication. Their sole responsibility is to communicate my decisions and my will to the judge. The guardian does not assist in decision making, leaving me entirely responsible for understanding consequences, managing life, and advocating for myself. For 14 years, I have received no support, training, or pathway, leaving me in a state of constant vulnerability with significant personal, legal, and emotional costs. Subheading: Child wrongful deportation and lack of support. In 2011, my child aged 9 was wrongly deported to a foreign country where they had no family and no support system. While the person the court placed the child with told me to bring the child back to the UK, no support was provided in the UK to care for the child. Eventually, in 2016, the child was sexually abused. This demonstrates the court's systemic failing to safeguard my child and its disregard for the unique challenges of disabled parents. Next subheading: Systemic marginalization by police and justice system. As a disabled person, I am continuously targeted by the police and the justice system, not because I commit crimes, but because the system views disabled people as potential perpetrators. I face barriers such as roads without pavements and public spaces designed to treat me as a nuisance rather than a citizen. Next subheading is legal representation and mental capacity barriers. I cannot instruct lawyers effectively. Legal professionals frequently claim my questions are not legal, despite their relevance, demonstrating a systemic inability to recognize or respond to the legal needs of disabled people. Mental capacity exams systemically marginalize disabled patients, denying us both voice and protection. Next subheading: cerebral and mobility orthotic support. I require both mobility and cerebral orthotic support. Mobility: aid to navigate physical spaces safely and independently. Cerebral: structured support to access medical information, advocate and communicate my decisions to legally and medical authorities. No system exists to provide these supports. Wheelchairs are often limited to unrealistically slow speeds, and despite contacts with dozens of GPs, social workers, and clinicians, none have informed me of the absence of these supports or offered alternatives. Their failure to recognize my needs leaves me effectively invisible. Next subheading: guardian challenges and mind control training. The guardian role, which is essential for functioning within the legal system, is impossible to implement effectively. There is no formal training for guardians. Finding and looking after a guardian is an extremely difficult task for a disabled person. I must train the guardian through a form of mind control, ensuring that they accurately communicate my decision to the judge while retaining their own independence. The result is that the guardian inevitably abandons me, as the role is mentally impossible to sustain. Remote or online training does not work for me. I cannot remain engaged and often fall asleep. I must be physically present and actively involved to ensure accurate training. This is a phenomenally impossible task. A disabled person is expected to identify, supervise, and effectively teach someone in the role that does not exist, while simultaneously managing life, advocacy, and legal responsibilities entirely on their own. Next subheading is systemic abuse and legislative neglect. Disabled people are forced to manage impossible burdens with no support. Legislators and administrators operate without regard for human impact, prioritizing bureaucracy and resource hoarding over human rights. Then I put some questions, like there are 5 questions. Can training be adapted for guardians in a medical communication role, including ex-guardians if appropriate? 2, can patients co-deliver training ensuring real-world accuracy and prevent bias? 3, can dual-body exogenous cerebral orthotic support via a guardian be formally recognized as essential, analogous to mobility aids to prevent further harm? 4. Can systems be reviewed to ensure disabled patients can instruct legal professionals and have their questions recognized? 5. Can the training be interactive, in-person and hands-on so that patients like myself are fully engaged and able to contribute to the Guardian's competency? These steps are critical for preventing further trauma, abuse and exclusion of disabled people in our society. Did that mean anything to you?
That's an amazing letter. That's so well written. I like the fact that it's sort of laid out really easy to understand, the different subheadings. It's brilliant. So where are you trying to send the letter to? Was it on Health Unlocked that you were going to post it?
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to send it to like various brain injury forums, and but the other forum I posted it on, they just say that my questions are too complicated for them.
Right, I see.
But my problem is that I've been given instructions that I don't have the mental capacity to follow.
Right.
I'm supposed to have a guardian, yet having a guardian increases my seizure rate. So
Right.
I'm supposed to live in isolation and not have contact with people, yet the only way that I can legally exist and to instruct a lawyer is to have a guardian.
Right.
So the fact that I have a guardian causes barrier to my communication. The lawyers can't understand me, and they insist I have to have a guardian, yet if I have a guardian, the guardian will just end up with mental health problems.
Oh dear. Have you had quite a few different guardians over the years then, and it's never kind of worked out? You've not been able to train them properly and things?
No, I've only ever had one guardian.
Oh, okay.
You have to understand how difficult it is to get a guardian. First of all, the social workers don't do anything.
Right.
They don't even acknowledge that it's their duty to get the guardian. Then they don't even acknowledge that they know what a guardian is.
Right. Oh gosh.
And I went to a conference on brain injury on Friday, and Dr. Anna told me this is the job of the social workers. Yet the social workers are not fit to practice.
That sounds like a really stressful nightmare. Have you spoken to a solicitor? Do you think a court of protection solicitor would be able to help?
Look, you have to understand. I cannot instruct a solicitor. They will not understand me. They will say that my questions are not legal questions. They will insist I have to sit a mental capacity exam, which I will fail. So I cannot communicate with lawyers. So I put my own application. Look, I got my master's degree in law 7 years after I had my brain injury. So I'm not a stupid person. I just don't have mental capacity. And I put my application into the Court of Protection 2.5 years ago. Yet the Court of Protection doesn't have disabled access and cannot communicate with me.
Oh gosh. Sounds like a really impossible situation.
Well, exactly, but what I don't understand is when I try to relate my experiences to people like yourself, I just get the impression that nobody else is experiencing these problems in life.
Right, I see. I guess different people have different sort of issues that they're dealing with, don't they? So it's probably not going to be exactly the same, but I'm sure other people must have faced barriers, that you're facing.
But what am I supposed to do if I have children to look after who are in a foreign country and homeless, and I cannot get them back to my own country because the medical system and the legal system don't provide me with the help that's required?
Are your children sort of under 18?
Yes.
Yeah, so who's looking after them in the country where they're living?
The person that the judge gave them to.
Okay, so have they been adopted or they're sort of in foster care or?
Not that I know about.
Okay, so they've not really given you the information of exactly where they are?
No, exactly, because I haven't got mental capacity, so I'm not allowed to know.
Oh, Must be really upsetting, not knowing where they are.
No, it's not upsetting. It's a lot of work. Do you not know what it's like trying to look after your children in a foreign country where you don't speak the language and they're homeless and you're disabled with a brain injury in a wheelchair that you can't push? When I tried to go over to that country, I ended up having seizures. I lost all of my passports. I lost so many passports. The passport office wouldn't give me another passport, so I had to try and enter the UK in a light aircraft, which I crashed and then broke my back. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. People don't understand how much extra work disabled people are forced against their free will to do just because they're disabled. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I have a huge amount of work to do, and nobody helps me.
I'm really sorry to hear that you're not getting any help.
Yeah, so my question is, it seems to me when I try to relay my experiences to other people, nobody seems to acknowledge that there's anybody else having the same problems I've got, and I'm the only person. I can't find. I used to go to these Headway meetings around London. It'd be like the fourth Thursday of the month, that kind of thing. And I went to one in Ealing and one in Hackney and all over the place. And they're just people who sit around and drink tea.
Right.
And there doesn't seem to be any input whatsoever into the reality of what it's like trying to live with a brain injury.
Right. Doesn't sound like they were very helpful then.
I met one lady who I met in Ealing. I met one lady who was extremely hideous because her face had nearly fallen off. And she showed me a photograph of what she used to look like before this problem that she'd had with the nerves in her face or something.
Right.
And she didn't even go into the meeting because I think she was just too shy or embarrassed by the way she looked. But I just don't feel that these Headway meetings, monthly Headway meetings, are of any use.
Right.
Because
Understand that.
the people who just sit around being polite and drinking tea,
Right.
and there doesn't seem to be any input about what people with brain injuries are supposed to do to look after their children when they're put in these difficult situations. I don't know where to go because Dr. Anna at St. George's Hospital, where I went on Thursday, she said it's the job of the social workers, but the social workers never do anything. So what's the point? What's the point of having social workers who don't do anything and the social work regulator who don't take any action?
Would it be worth requesting a different social worker or speaking to a social worker's manager or something like that?
I'm 62 years old. I've been trying to find a guardian for 14 years. I have reported dozens and dozens of social workers to the regulator. What's the point? The social workers don't even know what a guardian is. Look, I write to the social work department, I need a guardian. There's no confusion about what a guardian is. Everybody knows what a guardian is. Yet they breach my data privacy and send the person to me who doesn't know what a guardian is. And they do it time and time and time and time again. The people in the council who manage social services are not fit to practice. There's no point in changing the social worker because the management don't know how to find a social worker who knows what a guardian is.
Right.
And as you can hear in this particular telephone call, by the sound of my voice, that trying to communicate with these people will just cause me to have more seizures.
Right.
And I'm supposed to avoid having seizures, not to have more seizures. What's the point of having social workers whose actions are to do precisely the opposite of what they're supposed to do? They are supposed to reduce seizures by implementing guardians, yet by not knowing what a guardian is, they increase the amount of seizures I have.
It's not good, is it, at all?
But the point, that's what I'm trying to explain to people, but nobody can understand anything I'm saying to them. Because it sounds to me like I'm the only person who experiences this. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to ask my questions. Because it's not as Dr. Anna says, the social workers. Because the people who employ the social workers don't employ them to know what a guardian is in the first place. And I sat down here and wrote that letter. And you said, oh, it's so clear. Yet it clearly isn't clear, because in your response to that letter, you say, get a different social worker. So clearly, I never wrote the letter properly in the first place, because I elicited an unhelpful response from yourself.
Right, okay. Did you want to end the call then? Because it doesn't sound like I'm helping you very much. It sounds like you're just getting quite frustrated.
No, I'm not frustrated at all. What I'm trying to do is to find out where I have to ask my questions to.
Yeah.
But do you know where I'm supposed to ask my questions to?
I'm not sure where you meant to ask your question.
But yet you're the Headway helpline.
Yeah, but I feel like every time I suggest something, you're shouting and getting frustrated.
I am not shouting! I've got a speech problem! Everybody keeps thinking I'm shouting. I am not shouting. I have a speech impediment. It is so difficult to communicate with people because they cannot comprehend brain injury. They keep saying, I'm frustrated. No, I am not frustrated. I have a lot of extra work to do. No, I am not shouting. I just have a speech impediment.
But sometimes you're able to speak without shouting, aren't you? And then sometimes you're shouting.
But I'm not shouting. I've got a speech impediment.
Okay, I'm going to end the call now. If you want to call us again later, if there's any kind of specific questions, then feel free to.
I don't understand. What is wrong with my form of English?